Tilt, Crippling Liberty, calls attention to the impact of stringent voter ID requirements and voter registration restrictions. In the most recent presidential election, 5 states disallowed student IDs for voting. Texas disallowed student IDs while accepting concealed handgun permits as valid voter ID. I like to repurpose objects so that in their new life they convey a new narrative, most notably in my Wings of Witness, where millions of can tabs formed into massive wing-like structures, each recall a life lost resulting from Holocaust. In other of my works, I've used gas pump nozzles, wings amputated from plastic swan planters, grapevines and vintage ladders, cigarette butts for Elvis Costello's Don't Tread on Me, for Rolling Stone, and a Fabergé moon clock for Pink Floyd's Objects of Fantasy, etc., etc. Similar to these for Tilt, I'm using a walker and my image of the Statue of Liberty in a wheelchair to reflect the crippling impact of voter suppression on the American conception of equality. An earlier version of my Liberty in a Wheelchair, created for Psychology Today, addressed the need for equal access for persons using mobility assistance. Here, in my Tilt assemblage construction, I employ pistol reproductions to dramatize the wounding of our basic liberties through exclusionary voting policies. The vintage Votomatic punch card voting machine and punch ballot, resulting in hanging Chad during the Bush-Gore election, reference our U.S. history of questioned voting practices. Color bands and registration marks on the suspended Liberty print are characteristic of earlier printers' proofs, but here reference stringent ID proof. Student IDs entrapped in window screens are emblazoned with "Do Not Enter" symbols as contrast to the traditional American flag with "Vote Here" often found on portable voting booths. Tilt, Crippling Liberty's components, are joined by partial screws, several big screws, but some places are completely screwed.